Welcome back to the Zach Nichols podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Zach Nichols.
I don't know what to do with my hands. We have a very special guest here today.
Look at this guy. Who we got in the
Anthony
house?
Malloynes.
Anthony Malloynes. Joseph
Anthony
Nichols.
Joseph Nichols. Hey.
In the building. Give him a round of applause, please.
Can you say hi? You want to say anything to mom? Say hi to mom. Say hi, mom.
Say hi, Mom.
Stage fright.
Yeah. Yeah, it is his first time, but it won't be his last here on the couch.
Yeah. Jenna's got 2 doctor's appointments today, so I didn't want to have to put her through that.
Back to back.
So it's bring your son to work day.
Yeah, bring your son to work day. Well,
Or
there's
I
no
guess
better
bring
way-
your son to your hobby day.
to your hobby day. Well, good news for your hobby is we have tons of toys, as I am a 32-year-old child. So I already got him going with Buzz.
He's got the buzz. He brought all his dinos.
100%. That's a $5,000 Buzz Lightyear, so he's having fun with it.
We got some snacks.
Yeah, we got it all. So
That's a $5,000 Buzz Lightyear, and you let my son play with it?
yeah, no, he deserves it.
You realize he destroys everything, right, buddy? You say, my man.
I'm counting on it for the insurance money.
Jeez.
So you
That
guys,
was sick.
if we get interrupted by Anthony, you're lucky and you're welcome because you got an entertainer in the house today.
Fortunately, he's a man of few words.
Yep.
So here we are. Today is February 1st,
Yes, it is.
2024.
2-1.
And Joe Biden is the worst president in American history.
Give a round of applause, please. Yeah.
I
Attaboy,
just-
Joe.
So anyways,
Anthony's political. It's funny that you said that because
He is
we don't
so
want, I
bad.
don't want to say any names. I did go on a date this past weekend.
I saw that.
Yeah, I went on a date this past weekend. We don't have to talk no names, but
yeah, we don't have to drop any names, but if
went-
you want to know,
it went sour. It went sour after I just said that, I voted for Donald Trump in the past and probably going to vote for him again. So,
and it went sour after that?
no, I'm just kidding. I mean, I think like somebody that doesn't feel that way probably takes it the opposite way. But like, I like to be treated by the content of my actions, personally, not who I choose to vote for. It's America. I feel like we should be able to vote for whoever we want.
Remember back in the day, like when it was like rude to ask someone who they voted for?
Yeah.
My parents I remember that. But you know what? Who cares?
I don't care. Life is great. Thank God a million times. We have our blessings, our family, and our this, our that. We're working hard to bring something for you.
You know what I think would be important? I feel like everyone kind of already knows me, and I feel like you're just like the man behind the sunglasses. we know you like Detroit sports, so
I do.
tell us a little something about yourself.
What do you want to know?
All right, so siblings. How many siblings you got?
I got 3 siblings. I got 2 brothers, and I got a sister who's 13 years old. So that's my baby sister.
That's an awesome dynamic.
Yeah, it's fun, man. My sister is like 19 years younger than me, and I get to kind of raise her from a distance and kind of let her know what I think is important in a young woman. So that's fun.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, I wish I had like that dynamic in my family. We were all like bang, 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 bang.
Right.
My mom was like Jenna, 18 months apart.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But anyways, I know one of your brothers.
Yes, Blake.
But I think what's cool about you is you are first generation of your family to be born in America.
That's right.
Parents were immigrants, whereas like my great grandparents were immigrants.
Right, and that's still close enough. It's like if you know, if you know someone that knew someone who moved here, you're like within the circle, and like that's the best part about America. And I think that's why like the flag is such a big thing for us and part of our logo and everything is because this is the place where anyone can come and make something out of themselves. And so they came here. My parents came here in like the '80s, and then I was the first one born here. I'm the first one in my family on both sides, mom and dad's side. My mom is one of 7, my dad's one of 8. The first one to go to a Big Ten university. Shout out Michigan State. You know what it is. Give a round of applause for Michigan State. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind State.
Yeah.
Some very, very awesome alumni at State.
I grew up, there are. I grew up just like loving sports. I think that was my way to connect because I grew up in like as a child in Hazlet, Michigan, aka like East Lansing area, and then moved to Brighton like middle school. And I wasn't around a lot of people of my ethnic background, so like I just really gravitated to sports. And then
hell yeah,
that's how I found out who you were.
That's what sports do. Sports bring people together.
And the best part about sports, just like the challenge, is it has nothing to do with where you're from. It has nothing to do with who you like to hang out with in your personal time. It has nothing to do with your religion. You got to come and ball.
Right. Yeah. You got to. So, speaking of balling, Pierre made me leave my house last night, and during pajama time, to play basketball.
Yeah, and for the 10% of you who voted for me to beat Zach in one-on-one, I love you, but you guys are stupid as hell. For real.
So I voted for you.
You're an idiot because you play with me and we know. Look, if I'm in with my friends, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I'm in the. But when I'm with him and his friends and our friends from high school, I'm the last pick. But I play my role like a Draymond Green.
Oh, dude, we balled out last night.
We did.
We won. We won 2 or 3 series. So that was nice.
That was fun.
So coffee drinker?
Tea.
Tea.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like tea.
Alcohol.
Negatory. I'm allergic. For those of you who don't know that, you know what I'm saying.
I know a lot of people that have that.
Oh, hello, Buzz.
Let's think. Any other questions? Boxers or briefs?
Oh, that's easily boxer briefs.
For sure. I'm actually like moving slowly towards like as I get older, like the boxer thing.
Yeah.
Just letting it hang, bro.
Just letting it rock and roll.
Yeah, dude, just relaxed.
Yeah. Well, I can't do that.
Yeah, no.
I got to keep it tight.
So, anyways, speaking of drinking, I just recently had my first alcoholic beverage yesterday. Last night.
Round of applause for Zach for the dry January.
Dry January. And here's the thing about dry January is I didn't even enjoy the drink I had last night. Like I was drinking it while I also was dead because, playing basketball and I was a little bit tired. But like it wasn't enjoyable. And I think it's because I felt bad that like I was feeling so great. I didn't have alcohol. Felt like I was like on jet fuel.
Yeah.
So now I feel
all January.
Well, the reason why I did it was because I know our producer, she struggles with alcoholism. So
right,
I wanted to support her.
She is just getting hammered every morning and she can't do the show. So Zach's like, I will stop to help you.
You know how like some kids will like take water bottles and they'll put Skittles in there?
Yeah.
She takes bottles of vodka. She drops Xanax in there. That's why she never laughs at our jokes.
Literally. She
Just kidding. Just kidding.
No.
Just kidding.
So
I did it to just prove to Jenna that I could do it.
Right. And something that you probably didn't want them to know, but I'm gonna let them know is that you've been running. You've been training a little bit.
Oh, dude.
I don't know if you're training for something, but you're training.
Yeah, I've been running like at least 10, 15, between 10 and 17 so far miles a week. Woo. But it's on one of those self-propelled treadmills, so it's like running uphill because I'm not going outside in the snow, you know what I'm saying?
No, sir, you're going to put that work in, though.
But I've been putting in the work. I lost 14 pounds this year.
Ooh, boy's getting lean. Might be preparing for something. Who knows?
No.
Let's get into this episode because we have a lot to talk about.
Dude, this episode was one of the finer episodes we've seen in a while.
This is a classic challenge episode, one where you get your popcorn ready and get ready, strap up for the drama.
Yeah. No, for real. We got to see some true colors. We got to see a star-crossed lovers.
Star-crossed lovers. We
just kill each other out.
Ride or dies dying.
Yeah. A lot more dying than riding. Unless you're James and Mariah, more riding in that case.
Ooh, they are riding.
Is he not like... He's like the parasite / STD of the season. Like Mariah bangs him. Now she's got to take him everywhere with her. She can't get rid of him. It's insane.
It is insane, and she's like happy
As I
about
talk about that with my 2-year-old on my lap.
Well, well, that's the exact opposite. Something that you can't leave with, but it's a good thing. Yeah. James is kind of the opposite. It's a weight dragging her down, and we'll see what happens down the road. But if either of them plays in this final, I will say that I'm an idiot and that they played a great game, but they're
Mariah's playing a great game, but James is just like riding the wave. He's like drafting off her.
Oh yeah, he's putting his work in between the sheets instead of the battlefield.
Oh, he's killing it. But you know what? This is what we like. This episode is what we've all been waiting for. We've been waiting for this alliance to go after each other
and implode.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
this is great TV.
It is great TV. Let's get into it. We'll start when we come back from the Secret Conquest elimination. Zara's gone. Kylan and Horacio both win. But before they both show up, Kylan shows up on his own and
puts on an absolute show.
Puts on a performance of a lifetime.
Dude, the endurance, the mental endurance it must have taken to get through that. That could go two ways. Like people could look at that like, oh damn, that's hilarious, great prank. Or some people could be like, we don't trust you anymore,
right?
Because you came in here and tried to lie to us about what happened in the elimination round. So that's actually a risky move.
It is a risky move, and it's probably something that he didn't want to do for as long as he said it in his interview. He's like, I did not plan on it being this long.
Yeah, he told us, he was like, dude, it took way. Like they made me do that for a while, and I mean honestly, he did. Emmy, Grammy, what's the word? I don't even know. It's Grammy Music, Emmys
TV.
Emmys TV. Yeah. Give Kylan an Emmy for that. Like he brought tears.
He did bring tears.
He brought tears to the show.
A lot of tears.
Fake tears.
Yeah, no.
That scares me. If you can make fake tears, You're an actor.
Yeah, so he comes back distraught, and they say that he said they competed as individuals and like privately, and then Olivia kind of reflects in this moment. She's crying.
She's getting misty as hell.
She's
all misty,
super misty.
Yeah, dude.
Horacio literally gave up his spot for me. She feels guilty, and will never question his loyalty again. Do you remember anyone?
Bless you.
God bless you, G. Do you remember anyone doing this type of deception in a house before, like in one of your situations, or no?
I'm like drawing a blank where someone came. No, because you know what? The only time that I ever think that they did an elimination round away from the house in a season that I did was War of the Worlds 2, where they took Nani and Ashley and they competed in that elimination round to see who came back and went to the finals.
Right.
So, and when Ashley came back, we're going right to the finals. So, like, she didn't have any reason.
Yeah.
Like, she could have lied to us about a lot of things, but she wasn't going to lie about, why would she lie about that? It didn't matter at that point.
For
so,
sure.
like, it wasn't like on, like, what'd they do? Like, the Fresh Meats, they did those elimination rounds. Oh, shit.
Hello.
Away from the house. But, yeah, no, I never had to do anything like that. I'm trying to think where, like, there was, when Cam did the whole thing on Final Reckoning where she did, like, I'm going to throw in these two teams, and then she fooled it and got who she wanted.
Yes.
That was kind of acting or whatever.
And that was a great performance. It's something they talk about to this day. I see that posted sometimes. I'm like, man, she was devious.
Cam had a poker face like you wouldn't believe.
For sure.
Like you would like, and even if you knew the plan, like there's people that knew her plan and they were still like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Anyway, dude, she was good.
No, she was.
But I mean, so I got to give Kylan a hand.
Give Kylan a round of applause.
That actually, he brought tears to it. I mean, and then, but how about when like Horacio comes through the mist?
Yeah, just come through the shadows, and then right away everyone is like, "Oh, we still have to deal with this guy."
I'm sold on the relationship.
What
the Horacio and Nerys relationship.
Oh, you bought in.
I'm a fan.
Oh,
dude, this week I was like, wasn't a dry eye in the room while I was watching it, and it was just me, but wasn't a dry eye in the room. That was
Horacio finally gave you some emotion in this episode,
dude. Horacio, not only he was calling people out, telling it what it is, dude. I'm telling you what, man. This was a great episode.
This was a phenomenal episode. So, what did you think about the other competitors? Kind of just like their energy, thinking Horacio was gone, and then how they shifted whenever he shows up, and they're all looking at each other like, whoa.
Well, no one wants to run against him in the final. Even Olivia was caught on camera saying she doesn't want to run against him in the final. So seeing him come back is definitely they're probably sick.
Yeah.
But also, you had to expect that he was going to in that group anyways. I mean, there's not a lot of elimination rounds where he's never lost one. So that was kind of silly.
Yeah, the surprise element was funny because everyone, especially Olivia, who's feeling so guilty, she turns around and she just like, her emotions are flipped up. She literally said, "I hate it here." Just like, "I hate it here." What do you think rattles somebody the most? Like something like that, like seeing a mercenary, a redemption house. Like what is like?
I think the most rattling thing is when you eliminate someone and then they come back into the game.
Yeah.
So throwing someone into an elimination and them coming back, that's not as bad as when you think they're done and then they're back in the game. And I mean, yeah, all those guys, they had a little powwow, and Jay says he has to take matters into his own hands. And like, perhaps he means like the same way he did when he went against Rogan.
Okay. I think he's probably still feeling that.
It doesn't appear that he's made any advances in his strength since then.
No, it really doesn't.
So,
he has some shiftiness, but Olivia, what was that, Buzz? Olivia, she hugs Horacio, cries to him, and then he says to her, he goes, "Nerys made the right choice. You're safe. You're here. Don't cry. I love you so much, and we're going to do it again." Sealed it with a pinky promise. So
yeah, well, if you seal it with a pinky promise, did they kiss on it? Because you got a pinky,
you got a
kiss.
Pinky and a kiss.
That's how you really seal it.
Yeah, that's how we made our deal.
Hold on 1 second.
Yep, takes his cup of Joe. Take your time. Oh, yeah, dude. We'll be back. Okay.
Whoa. Sorry about that. We had are we filming again? We got a clap.
Are we on? All right, we're cool.
We had a poopy diaper.
Yeah, man. For those of you guys, I saw with my own eyes, Zach, you're like a pit crew.
There's two things I can do really well that people wouldn't know about me. I can change a diaper, and I can use chopsticks like you wouldn't believe. But
oh my gosh!
When I go to sushi places, I still ask for a fork.
Why?
America.
America. That's right.
But no, like whenever people are like, "Oh, my buddy Trent," I've spent like now 3 or 4 months probably of my life in Thailand, right?
Right.
And Trent's like,
That's a lot of time.
you know, some other times in some Asian countries, and they're like, oh, you can't use chopsticks. I'm like, I've spent like 3 or 4 months of my life in Thailand. I can make it rain out here.
Yeah, for sure.
Give me those chopsticks. And I can, but I don't want to.
Yeah, all over the field.
A fork is way easier.
Yeah, but like literally your time on that diaper was pit crew. You probably should be working with Jordan because we know he's racing cars. Speaking of Jordan, he's gonna be here.
Shake and bake.
Yeah, you'll be shaking and baking. You'll be asking him, you know, like you'll be the other guy, and he'll be Will Ferrell, and he'll be like, bro, can I win one time? And he'll be like, but then how would I win?
Jordan be like, how would I win? If you're not first, you're last.
Maybe next time. But yeah, so Jordan, February 17th, if you haven't got your tickets, we are very close to selling out. Laurel Stuckey, I've been talking to some other people too.
Hey,
you never
Pierre.
know. And Pierre's going to be there, and Zach's going to be there.
Pierre, let's get back to this episode.
All right, man, let's give it to it.
I
Okay,
gotta keep you on task today.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
But
I'm
then
all over the place.
The best part was like, you know, the best part about these eliminations away from the house is the drama that ensues once the people come back. Because then we go into the gym, right? And like all the honeys are congratulating Kylan and Horacio. They're the knights in shining armor. And of course, like Berna, who's been like going against them this whole season, has to go in there. She has to be a swagger jacker. Like these people are having like a moment. Like they're the stars of the show. Berna knows that. So she goes in there. And I don't even know what she said. It was like gibberish. She probably was like 12 wine bottles deep, right?
Oh, it was flowing.
And she came out and said something, and I'm like in my head, I'm like, this is not going to go well because Kylan can't deal with that. Because she tries to say something like, oh, they were so sad, and she was saying how she felt bad, and like Kylan, now that we talk to him, he can't. He's like Josh in that way.
Yes.
He's like, okay, well, guess what? If you felt so bad, you could. So he did. It turns
way
into
more of a know-it-all way than a defensive way.
Yeah.
Josh gets like defensive.
And
Like
Kylan just goes in and is like, well, you could change that. He goes right into a political lecture.
he's like, no, wait, if you're not gonna tell me that you feel sad because your actions speak louder than words.
Oh, and then I just loved how then he goes, I know you're not nice. We all know you're not nice.
We all know you're not kind to Berna.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, kind. We all know you're not kind. But you know what? I think in that situation, first of all, Berna's insane. Berna has no self-awareness. And that's something that I think when Kylan says, he's like, I couldn't take it anymore. And I understand that because there are some people that are in that house that are either so delusional or so like their view of reality is so far off that at some point you're just like, you just have to snap back. But they're not going to listen to that and be like, oh, constructive criticism. They're going to act exactly the way Berna does.
That's what makes them them. And Kylan had time today. He's like, oh no, I got time today. Yeah. And you're gonna hear exactly what you are, which is delusional, which is abrasive, and which is not. You're literally inconsequential to this game. So why are you talking, Berna?
Right.
If you're gonna be consequential, make a move. Otherwise, you're just a pawn in their game.
100%. And I just love that scene because this season needed Kylan. I don't even think they knew like that he was gonna provide what he has, but he literally, like where Horacio is like, I will just win and show him with my actions and throw me into everyone. I don't care. Where Kylan's like, no, I'm going to call you out on your hypocritical bullshit.
Yeah, immediately.
You know, it's ridiculous.
He doesn't wait. That's what I like about it. He's not the type of person to like say like, hey, I'll wait and have this conversation with you in public or private. No. He's coming at you right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You know what's funny too is it's like, I think there's some people out there that dislike me in the show and it's because I hate on them. But the one thing about us is like, if you prove to me that you're a badass challenger and that maybe you did something stupid in the past, but you've grown from it and you became a better competitor, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna be straight up with you. And like Kylan, someone who I could not stand on basically on his Big Brother season, came in here, sat down, had a good talk with him. But outside of that, what I've seen on this season has truly made me a fan. And I would like to see him on season 40.
I would too.
I would love to see him get to play with all the legends because he is a competitor and he is very cerebral. And I think if he gets in with the right people, they'll use him as an asset and that might help him squeak by.
Absolutely. He's definitely doing a good job now that, we all know that he's gone. He's definitely doing a good job this season in terms of like physical life of getting out there. He's making connections with a lot of vets, doing a lot of these events. Not that it'll matter in the hierarchy, but as people fall to the wayside, if he's able to get casted, he will become a priority for some of these people that know here's a good player. Here's somebody who politics and for the most part, generally, thought of as being cool and nice. So it's good for you. Kind.
Unlike Berna. Because everyone knows that Berna's not kind.
I have one more thought on Berna, and then I have a couple more Horacio questions before we get into the daily. So my final thought on Berna, she talks in the manual about how her relationship with her mother is challenging, and while we feel for her, it's never an excuse to act mean or rude. That's just, you can't be, there's nothing you're going to say about your past or whatever that's going to excuse your shit behavior today, because you know what's right and wrong, period.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, everyone has their thing, right?
Of course.
I mean, and this is going to sound bad, but like, I think everyone kind of figured like Berna had some issues with her parents. And I can't imagine that growing up in a circus is necessarily the most stable childhood. So I don't want to like trash her because it's not her fault on this aspect. Like her upbringing was tough, but like, look where you're at now. Your upbringing was tough, but you're doing something that only like 0.001% of the population gets to do. And you get to watch it and you get to be better. So Berna, I can become a fan of Berna if I see her on future seasons and she kind of like grows and makes it better.
To that point. Full speed ahead, buddy. Yeah? Got a little Horacio there.
A little Horacio?
Yeah, the little honorable Horacio.
He's not the honorable Horacio.
Okay, but speaking of him, I have two more Horacio questions just before we get into this. So, I loved seeing this side of Horacio whenever he kind of was emotional with Olivia. He was what you want as a competitor, as a friend. But I think back about like what you had said about allow yourself to get pissed off.
Right.
Expressing that, to the point where, right now it's almost annoying how he doesn't deal with it. Like they're all trying to shoot him and he's just like, yeah, it is what it is.
It's kind of gangster, but at the same time, I'd like to see him like kind of go through what he's like, what's really going through his head. And like, we know there's always the positive part where you're like, well, I'm gonna hit him in the chops, but at the same time, you could say like, these people are hypocrites. They're like I just want a little more like sauce from them.
I would love to get a chance to ask him this, but do you think he wish he would have politicked more? That concludes the free preview of the Zach Nichols podcast.
So go to Patreon and subscribe to see the rest of the shit that we talk.
Go do it now.